Good evening, everyone. Today I am Mohammad Kazim Nawaz Pasha of CS branch. I'm going to speak about the powers and functions of the governor. There are five major powers of the governor. Those are executive powers of the governor, legislative powers of the governor, financial powers of the governor, judicial powers of the governor. The last one is governor's discretionary powers, which are further divided into two types: constitutional and situational. Let us speak about the first power, that is executive powers of the governor. There are many executive powers of the governor. For example, all the executive actions of the state governor are taken in his name formally under the Article 166. He is responsible for appointing the chief ministers and other ministers. He has the power to appoint tribal welfare minister in the state of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, and Odisha. Bihar was excluded by 94th Amendment Act 2006. He appoints the state election commissioner and advocate general. He cannot delay any emergency in the state but can recommend the imposition of a constitutional emergency to the president. Some other executive powers of the governor are like: he seeks information from the state government. The governor enjoys extensive executive powers as an agent of the president during the president's rule in the state. Now let us speak about the legislative powers of the governor. These are some of the legislative powers of the governor. He can summon or prorogue the state legislature as well as can dissolve the state legislative assembly. He addresses the state legislature at the commencement of each session and also the first session every year. He nominates 1 by 6 of the members of the legislative council from people with special knowledge. In consultation with the election commission, he can decide on disqualifying a member of the state legislature. Now let us speak about some other legislative powers of the governor. Those are: the most important legislative functions is that he can make ordinance when the state legislature is not in session, and it must be approved by the state legislature within 6 weeks from its assembly. As president nominates 2 members in the Lok Sabha, governor nominates 1 member in state legislative assembly from Anglo-Indian community. Now let us speak about the financial powers of the governor. These are some of the financial powers of the governor. Those are: he ensures that the annual state budget is laid before the state legislature. Only with his prior recommendations can a money bill be introduced in the state legislature. If there are any unforeseen circumstances, he can make use of the contingency fund of the state to meet expenditure. He also constitutes a finance commission after every 5 years to review the financial position of the panchayats and the municipalities. Now let us speak about the judicial power of the governor. These are some judicial power of the governor. That is, he has the power to grant pardons, respites, suspension of punishments, the remit of community, any person convicted of any offense against any law under the Article 161. While appointing judges of any state high court, he is consulted by the president. Governor, in consultation with the state high court, makes appointment, posting, and promotion of district judges. In consultation with the state high court and state public service commission, he also appoints person to the judicial services. Now let us speak about the governor's discretionary powers, which are further divided into two types, that is constitutional and situational. The first one is constitutional discretion of governor, which are: when they have to reserve the bill for the consideration of the President of India, governors can decide on their own without the advice of the Council of Ministers. When he has to recommend for the president's rule in the state, he can act at his own discretion. And also, when he is given an additional charge as the administrator of the union territory, he can take action at his own discretion. Now let us speak about the situational discretion of the governor. The first one is when he has to appoint a chief minister after no party has a clear majority in the election or when the incumbent dies in the office. The second one, when he dismisses the council of ministers on an inability to prove confidence in the state legislative assembly. The third one, when he dissolves the state legislative assembly on time when it loses its majority. Now let us speak about some other situational discretion of the governor. That is, the other situations where the governor, though has to consult the council of minister, but finally can act at his own discreet are: establishment of separate development boards for Vidarbha and Marathwada in Maharashtra, for Saurashtra and Kutch in Gujarat, Hyderabad, Karnataka in Karnataka. With respect to law and order in Nagaland, as long as internal disturbances persist in the Naga Hills, the Susang region continues. With respect to the administration of tribal areas in Assam, regarding the administration of hill areas in Manipur, for ensuring socio-economic advancement of the different sections of the population in Sikkim, and also concerning law and order in Arunachal Pradesh. That's all for today's presentation. Thank you.